This is Breakfast with Stephen and Ellie. Morning to you. It is 8:46.
Yep, time to go through the papers now. Here with us this morning is James Woodhousen and former editor at the Daily Star, Dawn Neeson. Good morning to both of you. Great stories to go through here. James, I'm going to start with you. The price of tea bags going up.
Well, I'm a coffee man myself, but I'm just finding out that I've got no quarrel with Tetley, but if you take Tetley, they're getting most of their tea from Africa. And I find it very difficult to believe that Africa, especially African workers' wages, are swept by the price increases that we know about. And I'm bound to say that if you look at Centrica, say, in the profits it's made and so on, it's not all economics, it's not good greed either. That what companies are doing are seeing the inflation headlines and passing on their costs and then some. And I think that's what's happening with tea bags, right? We're drinking less of them, by the way, although there's a big uptick in...
I'm doing my bit to keep the tea bag industry going.
I indulge occasionally, but I think this desire to profit from, the inflationary climate is reprehensible.
Haven't they got other costs here in the UK, presumably, which are impacting them?
Yeah, but I still don't know.
Well, it might be the packaging's done over here or something. I don't know.
There's that. Well, and just on that, one of the great failures of our times is to refuse the ability of Africa to industrialize and take on the packaging and the processing and the branding and the design that goes with the goods, the commodities they produce. So, they are banned from doing that by the EU, by our green friends, because the hostility to African industrialization is really an unspoken undercurrent throughout the West, really. It's a great pity. They're not to blame for the price increases. You're probably right, Stephen, that it's more something that's going on here with the processing, the packaging and so on. And I think that's very sad.
Oh dear, teas are expensive anyway.
Everything's expensive now, Stephen.
God, it's terrible.
But that's what we're going to see, isn't it? The cost of all commodities.
Everything's going up.
Drink champagne instead.
Oh, is that getting cheaper?
No, sadly not, no. It was a thought, because we will be needing it this weekend.
I was about to say, it's a great link there, Dawn.
See this link, see what I did.
You took it. Fantastic.
Home, it's coming.
I hate that song. I hate that song.
David Baddiel, would you like to have one?
Let's be miserable.
No, it gets bloody touted at every blooming time there's a football match. And when does it ever come home? Yeah, never.
It could
never.
though tomorrow.
Never.
It could.
Tomorrow,
It could.
5 o'clock, Wembley, Germany. Not mentioning penalties. Absolutely thrilled to say that most of the papers have actually got the England women's team on the main news pages rather than just the sports pages.
Right.
We are, because if this was the boys playing Germany at Wembley in a final tomorrow, it'd be wall to wall, wouldn't it? From pages and pages inside. Yes, it would, Stephen. Pay attention. We'd all have our faces painted. We'd all have England flags on. Even you'd be wearing an England kit.
I do not care about the Lionesses. Let me be honest. I don't care. I could see a thing, but then I don't care about the Lions either. So at least I have equality in my dislike for it all.
Well, this is true. Any case, the rest of the country, Stephen aside, are getting behind the girls tomorrow. I don't even care if you don't like football. We have to support the girls. We are doing it. But what I really like about this is it's actually encouraging women's sport in general. The serious side of it is, and there's a brilliant piece in the Daily Mail done a spread on the England players when they were cubs. I hate this, but I know you know where I'm going. The Lionesses when they were cubs. The Guardian have done. The nation has fallen in love with grassroots girls football. The winners are going to be the Lionesses. Parents of the Lionesses in the Daily Mail revealed their pride. Get it?
Oh God!
I know. I'm not writing this.
I'm with you. I was a bit prejudiced before, but I saw that back kick.
Oh,
and that was, pure ballet. I mean, whoops. What I do object to is our liberal left friends saying, there are not enough black women there. I think this has got nothing to do with football, everything to do with their prejudices. As a male, I'm afraid to say heterosexual, I've got to say...
Apologise for being heterosexual.
It's a gag, Stephen. I'm bound to say.
Yes, I know, but we'll get emails.
All right. Don't worry about the emails. Grow a hard skin.
Oh, I knew where you were going with that.
I can say no. I can't say that.
The thing, I'm bound to say, well, look, why are there so many pigtails? Why so many blondes? Shouldn't we have bald women on the team as well?
If they're good at football,
well, yeah,
fair enough.
absolutely.
Yeah.
But it just shows how ridiculous this critique of non-diversity is. Really.
Alessia Russo scored that amazing back heel, and if that had been Lionel Messi going on about it, the world would be talking about it because she's female. An amazing goal. I mean, you watch it and you're like, wow. But you know what? Only 44% of secondary schools in this country actually offer football as an opportunity to young girls. Go and play hockey instead. When I was a kid, we had boys in our school. We had to stand and watch them play football while we had to go and play hockey. I think it's astonishing.
What about lacrosse?
What? I went to East London. But I mean, it's like, it's astonishing that we are still talking about girls not playing football in school. Why aren't we?
Well, that's what FIFA is saying, aren't they, about this whole Lionesses momentum that they're...
Well, yeah.
What did your mum say? If you can't say anything nice, don't say anything at all.
No, I was going to say, it's all well and good, and it's a fair argument. My niece played football in school. I actually played hockey. We had hockey. The boys had to do hockey.
Oh, really? No, hockey's
We
dangerous.
had to do everything. Oh, it was awful. Yeah, but you just had to do a bit of everything. We did netball.
See, you didn't do netball, eh?
Didn't do netball. But no, equal opportunities for all. Fair enough. I'm totally for that. But when it comes to actually watching the football, I'd rather watch paint dry.
It's sold out Wembley tomorrow. I can't get a ticket.
Well,
So if anyone's got a spare one.
Good, I mean, good for them.
Apparently
There's
they're
nothing
going
against
for
it.
£1,500.
Wow.
Get a ticket now.
All right,
As I
so
said, if anyone's got a spare one, hello.
spare free one.
Yeah, if you've got a ticket, do let us know. GBNEWS@GBNEWS.UK.
Yes,
Be in
James.
touch.
Looking at second mortgages in the mail.
Yeah, well, this is part of the cosmetic solutions to the housing crisis that I think are so misguided. If you look at the numbers, I've got a spreadsheet, but I won't bore you with it, right?
No.
If you look at second homes, foreign-owned homes, self-built homes, and I'm sad to say manufactured homes, the other ones I don't care about, they're all tiny at the moment. It wouldn't make a dent, and one building society telling people off for having second homes. I don't have a second home. I often don't like the people having second homes, but that ain't the solution.
No.
What the solution is what your previous guy was saying before,
Freddie Poser.
Freddie Poser. They're absolutely brilliant. Let's get to the policy detail. Let's talk about supply side. Let's talk about making millions of homes and not just sort of single out these rich second homeowners.
You keep going on about manufactured homes, but prefabs. So the prefabs, and then you build them on site.
Because the prefab that Michael Caine occupied in the late 40s is going to be different from the prefab that we today.
When you look at prefabs now, it's a totally different ball game, and surely that would be an easier way to do it.
Correct. Well, let's get rid of the stigma around that. Make the point that they'd be built under, a roof, not rain.
Yeah.
That they would be solar panels, if they're any good, built in from the start, rather than people falling off a roof.
Yeah.
Insulation, you name it, it's the way to go. We do it with iPods and computer. Why can't we do it with houses?
Yeah.
It's a social stigma around it, isn't it? I mean, I remember my grandparents' generation in the East End and sort of like,
Of course.
the prefabs. I mean, you didn't live in a prefab. It wasn't the thing to
Yeah.
do. I mean, what's wrong with them?
But Caine himself said his one wasn't bad.
Yeah.
And
There's plenty of prefabs still about now. And I know some people that live in them love them.
Yeah.
Let's have a quick look at Eurovision in the Guardian Dawn.
Right, okay, what city? We have obviously got the Eurovision next year, obviously because it can't be held in Ukraine, who were the winners.
And somewhere like Newcastle.
Well, this is
Newcastle would be good, yeah.
The cities are all fighting for it now.
Who fancies it?
Right, well, Sheffield is up for it. Where else? I mean, we can't, obviously Brighton are up for it as well, but Brighton's already done it. Didn't ABBA win it in Brighton when
I don't know.
ABBA won it? See?
the Brightonian Greens would never allow it.
They'd never allow it, no.
No, Glasgow. Glasgow's the bookie's favourite.
That's a good one.
That's a good one. Never been there before.
When was there ever something huge like that in Sheffield? I say Sheffield gets my vote.
Sheffield.
There you go. We're out of time, so that's it. Sheffield's going to host Eurovision.
Oh, can we talk about football some more, Stephen? Go, please.
No.
He's had enough.
I know, I'm just not a football fan.
Pulling the plug.
There you go. I am pulling the plug.
Cancelled.
We're going to be back in a couple of minutes after a look at the weather. Don't go anywhere. Not cancelled. We don't cancel.
No.
There you go.